What up? What up? What up, good people? Um, Let me turn this down. What up? What up? Give me a thumbs up in the comments if you can hear me. Okay. Hey, give thumbs up. All right, good. So let's go ahead and get Real Talk Show 2 started. Let's bring the crew on the line. We got Blues up in the building. And we got Maine in the building.
What up, no?
And we got some guests with us today. So let's bring Janine into the conversation.
Hello.
Here we got one more for this first. PJ might be having some connection issues, but P to the J is joining us for today's show. All right, appreciate y'all with the thumbs up. Um, Welcome to the show too. So I realized, so as y'all know, and I believe in being transparent, last show I told y'all I was going to figure out my boxes, and I figured that all out. Then today I extended the intro with the help of Pema Jam, and the music didn't play, but that's okay. It still gave the intro, so all good there. So today we're gonna start to get into some more interesting conversations. As we said, we were going to get into. And two things we want to talk about today. We'll have one more person join us for the second half of the conversation. He may come in while we're talking, but we shall see. And I lost my people, but that's okay.
All right here.
Oh no! Jermaine just went away.
Oh, okay.
But that's all right. He'll come back when he comes back. But we want to today we want to talk a little bit about like where we're going, like where's line dancing going. Chris had asked an awesome question in a leadership conversation, and so we're going to get to that second. But it all kind of ties together because, like, in this new world of trail ride and TikTok, where you can easily learn dances that aren't necessarily footwork intensive, like how do we protect that culture as we move forward? And then for those who are still creating, frequently I could like we could joke amongst family with PJ and Janine and Jermaine for a minute. They was like putting them out there, right? And so it's like, what about it makes you continue to create in lieu of everything that's going around us? And then the second half of the show, we're going to talk a little bit about how do we protect that culture, that footwork culture that we all were introduced when we started dancing. So before we do that, I know me, Chris, and Jermaine introduce ourselves, but we'll just do a quick introduction. And then I want to get to Janine and PJ as well. But just in case we got new viewers, Nicole Points from Detroit, been dancing probably about 28 years. I think I calculated last time. And my affiliation is Motown Hustlers and Mo Ground Park Blues.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Your boy
your boy Chris Blues, Philly representative. Been dancing since about 2010. Co-founded the Parkside Experience that morphed into We Dancing Over Here. You know what I mean? Affiliated with MGP, Mo Ground Park, affiliated with Silk, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's where I'm at.
May.
Jermaine, of course, from Detroit. Always gonna represent the home. Affiliated with Common Ground and all of Detroit. Been dancing since 2009.
All right. So let's hear from our guest. Janine, since you on top, my top right, you go ahead.
Hi, everybody. I'm Janine Morris, aka Sexy Smooth, St. Louis, Missouri. I am affiliated with TCH, which is home base is Greensboro, North Carolina, and I also have my business entity, which is 314 Groove Line Dance.
And you've been dancing since.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Been dancing. This is my 16th year, so since 2010. So I'm in my 16th year of dancing, yes.
Right. And peace to the J, my girl, PJ.
So my name is Paulette Jones Thompson, aka PJ. IFE line dances from the Boogie Down Bronx in NYC. And I've been dancing since 2008.
2008. Is it me or does PJ sound real sexy, y'all?
The rest of us are talking real professional.
Unless the rest of us are loud as shit. They're like, yeah, I've been dancing.
This is
more like it's the
norm.
quiet
This
storm.
is norm.
Right.
Done, son. It's cool, done. Done, son.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to it. Chris, I'm just going to throw it at you. I think you had some good questions for this segment as we kind of talk about that creative talent and, you know, what's with that. So I'm gonna let you drive this part.
You want to let me drive this part?
Yeah.
All right, that's what's up. I mean, I think we could start off with the dialogue first of when you were talking about the topic of like the footwork culture and stuff like that, right? Or we get into that second. I got you.
Right, we gotta wait for our next. We have one more guest joining for that conversation.
I know what you're talking about now. Got it. So PJ and Janine and Jermaine can chime in on this as well. I guess how Nicole put it, there was a time, or even currently, like, you know, you guys put out dances on a pretty consistent basis, right? And I guess wanted to get your thought process on, you know, no other way to say it, like, what makes you bring out dances on a consistent basis like that? And are you receiving any backlash or praise because of it?
Ladies.
It's the music that makes me create. It's always music. It's you hear it and you just, ooh, that's nice. I could be in a car and be like, oh, I see this. And then I forget it. Then I gotta wait for the opportunity for it to come back up. But it's just music. It's the music that makes me just dance. And I've never received backlash from dancers, so creating dances.
But nobody ever like, yo, you putting out too much, PJ. Like, we need you to slow down.
I've heard it maybe twice. I take it as a compliment, so it's okay. Because it's never negative. It's like, oh, PJ, I didn't get a chance to learn the last one, and you put another one out, and I'm like, okay, I'll try to slow down. But then you hear a song and the song moves you. You know, you could try to hold on to it. Sometimes it just don't work that way. You hold on to it too long, and somebody take the song. Now you got all these dance steps that you can't do nothing with because it don't go with what you had intended, what you had it intended for. So
you pretty much like,
I can actually say that. Like I've held on to a dance, and the next thing I know, I see a dance. I'm like, oh man,
this song.
Sometimes I've shelved it, but one time I was like, yeah, I'm not walking away from this one. So we just gonna have to, because I've been done.
Right. So on some real talk, if you heard that somebody else, and not say you rushed it out, but let's say you heard somebody else rush their dance out just so people don't get to the record, like what are we saying about that individual that we wouldn't say about ourselves as we're talking? Like, I can see somebody in here saying like, yo, they really rushed their joint out just to get it out for everybody. Like, you know,
I am somebody.
I mean, that's their choice. I mean, it's their choice.
For me, I feel like this is just my opinion. I feel like the community like knows the choreographer, or like knows like the people that they follow, and so I think that they would like recognize, like someone trying to like beat someone to the finish line versus someone that just like, all right, she got like PJ said, like it moved me and she got another one. I feel like people can delineate between like those two types of motivations, for lack of a better word. Jermaine, you were getting ready to say something. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, I was just saying I am somebody that we talk about the Russian of the dances.
Right, right. That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Like, so before I follow up with this, like, so Janine, I want you to take on the first part of the question. Like, do you receive backlash or more praise on putting dances out or consistently, like, right another and stuff like that?
Personally, I have not received any backlash. The only thing I've heard, maybe from two or three people, and it's more on a collective effort. So it's not necessarily me or PJ or any of you. It's just collectively the community's putting out too many dances on a, on an upscale, and so it's hard to keep up. But I also think that also goes to the fact that there's more choreographers out there than there was. I know at least when I first came into the community, that the choreography lane was pretty small, so to speak, and now it's so expanded that dancers are coming out every day, pretty much. So, if anything, I've heard more about just collectively. I wish people would slow down, but not anyone specifically.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I know for a fact, and I do got to follow up, but I know for a fact, like All Snap, I had spoke to All Snap before, and All Snap had said that they received backlash because at a time where they were putting out dances back to back to back, people were just like, yo, like, what is the point of that? Right. And it's hard to douse anyone's creative energy, but it's almost like, are we are we looking at the landscape to say enough out there, I could chill, and also like, are we listening to music anymore without thinking about putting dance to it?
That part,
Right,
no.
That
Ooh.
part right there.
Wait,
That
that
is it
Ooh.
part what
right
you
there.
said. No, I agree with
right,
you
right,
because I enjoy music, but when I'm listening to something that has a dance to it, or potentially moves, or so I'm like, sometimes I'm like, Janine, shut up, don't go left, right, left, kickball change, sailor back. Just listen to
so
the
you
song.
almost not
So that
listening to
part
music
is.
without incorporating dance into it. So you're almost not even listening to me because like I'll hear about a new album coming out, and to me, I'm a
Mhm.
driver of listening to music. So like if I want to listen to music, I'll hop in the whip, take an hour drive just to get through the album completely. And then if something more, I might come back to it and be like, "Oh, yo, that was kind of dope. We peeped that." But like, with the amount of choreographers, with the amount of this and that, like, you know, and first off, they may not have given you backlash personally, but I'm sure y'all
Mhm.
heard it through the grapevine, right? And I'm
Oh,
glad,
absolutely.
like PJ said, she don't feed into the negativity. You just gotta do what you gotta do. But like we know it's around, right? So some people affect, some don't. But like, are we listening to music just to listen to music now, or is dance always going to be incorporated into this?
Um,
With
if I may, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
no, no,
you
you
good.
good,
So,
you good,
I
you good.
listen to
okay,
music. I
yeah.
listen to
So,
music to listen to music. So.
yeah, I grew up. My dad was. I'm not going to take too long, but my dad was a band director. So he was a band director. He played the trumpet. He played the piano. He put me in orchestra. I was in orchestra from third grade to 12th grade, and so music has always been a big part of my life. With him being a band director, I was around cheerleaders. I was around the pom squads. I was around because he loved sports too. Both of my parents love sports, and so being around that my entire life, when I became old enough, probably like 10 to tween age, I had three younger sisters. I used to dress them up. I used to create pom pom routines. I used to create dance routines for them. When my parents would watch football games, we would do little halftime shows for them. So it's just always sort of been in my nature, that creative part of me. And like I said, the gift that God gave to my dad was just sort of passed down to my sister and I. Um, And I became a mom at a very young age, in college, because I thought about pursuing more of a dance background, but I didn't. And so when line dance came, it was kind of like, oh,
There it is.
here it is.
So PJ, you just like, yo, you still just listen to music to like, just to get introduced to new things, new music. Just listen to music.
Yeah, I'll begin if it's hard for me now being at home because I work from home. So it's
Right.
harder to, for me to listen to music the way I did before COVID, where I'll be in the car driving to work and driving back home, and all I get to hear is, different songs, different beats, different, I'm a lover of ad libs. I love when you have those singers that just pour ad libs in, and you just like, oh my God. And in my car, I think I am like, not Diana Ross, but I'm definitely somebody who sings rather well. So, but I'll sit there and I'll even I'll nudge my husband. I'll be like, yo, did you hear how Layla Hathaway just did that whole riff right there? That was
Right.
dope. So I still listen to music for what it is. I may not listen to lyrics all the time, and that's probably what I need to do more, but I still listen to music for music. And I just skip around and dance. I'm not creating a line dance. I'll be in a grocery store and hear a song just like, get it.
Nah,
Just me, it's music. It's just all
I think
doing.
sometimes we just can't help it. And welcome Devontae to the stage. I told him you might as well join now because the conversation we have, like you can just jump on into the conversation. But like
somebody
I've
had
caught myself, I've caught myself now, like listening to Apple Music, and then it learns what you listen to, so then it just comes with like songs, all kind of different songs. And for the most part, I could drive and listen to a song, but I'm not gonna lie, you'd be like, wait a minute, what was that? Screenshot. Like, let me capture that one. So I'm not listening to listen to create, but it's like I'm just listening to music, and then it's like, wait a second.
Are you?
Hold on a second. Are we though?
Are we though?
Challenging me?
I feel like for the choreographers to say that you're not listening to music like you used to, kind of puts a stigma on you, right? But I think if we being honest, like there was a time, like I'm past the time now, but there was a time where I had to check myself, like, yo, man, you used to enjoy music, and right now you're just listening to see what you could possibly get to. So there was a time even for me where I was like, all right, let me get out of this and get back to listening to music how I used to listen to music. You dig what I'm saying? And I think that's when it slowed down for me, where like putting out dances all crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I created a dance that I just gave to somebody because I didn't want to seem like I kept putting shit out. You know what I mean? Like I created it, gave it to them, they put it out, and like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? Because I just didn't want to seem like I was putting too much out there. So like it could get to that point. But somebody actually had a good point in the chat. They were like, of the people that are on here, like we have dances in the archives.
Oh no.
Where we don't necessarily have to keep creating, right? We got dances in the archives that we can pull out the archives and say, why we reintroduce this to the community, and kind of save ourselves some creative struggles, right? Because sometimes it's hard to create. You want to bring something different to the table. You know what I mean? You don't want to look the same, sound the same.
I ain't gonna lie. I had said when I start to dance after this damn knee replacement surgery Friday, whenever I start to dance again, I said anybody that asks me to teach in 2026 gonna get something from the archives.
Yes.
And then I heard this song. However, I'm not listening for no more songs, but I actually had kind of said that because like there's dances I feel like we all could possibly have that probably were like before its time. Like dances I've been looking back, like memories will remind you of some stuff, and it was just like, whoa, that probably was too much then, but maybe not now.
And that's what I did with So Many Incredible Ways, because I brought that out several years back at ATL Jams, and Flint Fly City Hustlers, they asked me to teach, and I was like, I don't have nothing to teach. Let me go pull something from out back. I was like, so many incredible ways. Yeah, let me do that. And then me and Blues was at the UC, and we was talking about PTG, and he was like, next workshop you teach at, you need to teach that. And I'm bringing old stuff back. I'm not doing nothing new for a minute.
Is this safe though? Like what? Because the thing is, like, we getting into what we would get into, but in creating these dances back to back or consistently, like, are we tempering our expectations? Is there some choreography out here where, like, yo, I want you to do my new shit, like, fuck my old shit, I want you to do my new shit, right? So how are we feeling if they're not taking to the back to back? Like PJ said, like, yo, you just made one, I didn't get that yet, you brought out a new one. Like, that matter to you if they grasping what you putting out, or you just like whatever?
Well, if I may say, and and I know this may be a little premature, as it's going to segue into the second part of the show, but when I look at my arsenal of old dances, they're a lot more footworkish. I have, and I can honestly, openly say, I don't choreograph to my fullest. Like, I know that my dances relative to what they are now are not the same to what they were back then, because I understand that the culture has kind of shifted a bit with the footwork. And so I tend not to bring a lot of my older dances back, because even back then I would get compliments. Oh, that's a great dance. But I ain't finna do all that. I ain't doing all that footwork. That's too much. That's too much for me. So I can openly admit, I know I don't create to the same level that I did back then.
I think anybody. I'm sorry, I don't want to jump in.
No. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I think, and I not to speak for anybody on here, but I would have to say, like it's just the math has got a math. So, like, I tell people all the time, like, say if you go to like a workshop, right? You can have a workshop with like 6 bomb ass instructors, like nice dances, nice songs, nice whatever, but probably 50% of those are gonna like make it to the next class and the next class and the next class and the next class. And not because the other 3 weren't quality like dances. It's just like the capacity to, like, especially when you have events that are like weekend. So now you gotta get these 3, 2 from this one, 3 more just came out the next weekend. So it's like anybody with an expectation that people are going to grab all your dances and going to do all your dances as a choreographer, I think they're setting themselves up automatically for like failure, or maybe not failure per se. That's probably a harsh word, but your expectations aren't appropriately kind of, yoked with the way things are just gonna happen with the way the community is at this point.
So, what do you think, percentage wise, right, of choreographers care if their dances are played?
I don't know.
Like if we go get into it, because like people don't believe me when I say, like, I'm really not concerned if a DJ is, or music player, whatever you want to call them, is rocking my stuff for real, for real. To me, it's like, yo, if you can benefit your party, play my joint, right? If you think it don't benefit the party, you ain't got to play my joint. But I know there's choreographers who in the then like, I at least got to get one of my joints played, right?
I get more people coming up to me like I'm the DJ saying, "Are we gonna do so many incredible ways this
all the
weekend?"
time.
I'm like,
I get that a lot.
Chris is the DJ. Go over there and ask him. Why you coming to
But
me?
like, we're not getting into that, because that's a whole nother joint. Like, dances are selfish. right? We talking about choreographer themselves. PJ walking the party, Janine walking the party, Maine walking the party, Devontae walking the party, Cole walking the party. But it's the expectation of, yo, I'm here. They should play at least one of my joints.
For me, I'm like you. I don't really care if you play my stuff. Like I'm actually there. I want to do somebody else stuff. Like if I request something, most likely it's gonna be something Ray Boyd done made, something Devontae made. I'm requesting everybody else stuff. I really don't care if my stuff is played. Now if it's played,
I'm gonna answer it 2 different ways.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
I care, but I don't care. So let me tell you what I mean by that. So I would just expect, with the body of work that I have, that a cold joint would be somewhere in a party, if not 1, 2. I don't think it should be. I don't expect to hear 10, but I would expect one or 2, and maybe 3, like, to be in a party if someone sees me there, because I think the people are gonna like, hey, she's here, can we do so and so, or a DJ might just be like, all right, let me throw this one for her, let me throw this one on for him, let me throw this one for them. So I will say I care from that perspective, but then when I say I don't care, like, I love when somebody plays 3 of a Kind, because I love that song. I love when somebody plays Surrender. I love the song, right? I used to really, really love when they played Cruise Control, but these knees don't be, are the same as they used to be, and it just I got to be in the mood. But I will say, I don't know if I've ever like left a party. I don't know if I've ever been to a party where at least one of my dances wasn't played. But I'm with you. Like, you do feel something like, well, damn, that was it.
I mean,
so, I'm about to challenge you.
The name of this is real talk.
That's bullshit.
The name of this is real talk. The name of this is real talk.
Right. It's bullshit. Because if you don't hear one dance of yours, don't act like you're going home and going to be like,
I will say, okay. So
let's keep
it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. I will say, I did go to one party, and I felt like, because we drove there, it was like a 2.5 hour drive, and we were driving there and back. And I went to actually request one of my dances. This is the first time I did it, because I'm like, why not? I missed half of the party. And when I went to request the dance, never heard it for the night. So I did feel some type of way. It was the only request I asked for. I really wanted to do that dance. And that was only because that was the time that, like Cole said, I love 3 of a Kind. That was the one time me, Cole, and Taz were all in the room, and we're rarely in the same room at the same time to do that dance.
Devontae, what's up?
What up, dog? Devontae.
Hey, what's up, bro?
When it come to like Devontae dances, for me, right? I used to get in my bag a little bit about not hearing my dances, you know what I mean, especially around the way. But I think I kind of fell back into, especially with like being a part of like playing the music, understand the flow of the party, right? I don't want to force anything. I want to make sure it's authentic. I want to make sure the vibes is there, and I'm honest. I'm trying to understand and read the room, and then once I do, now I'm kind of like, all right, if it's going to be a time to play it, this might be a time. You know what I mean? I might throw something simple in there at the beginning of the party, kind of get people on the floor or something like that. But I kind of shied away from it. Like, I used to be the guy that'd be like, man, I kind of wanted my joint played tonight. But then it was kind of like, you know what I mean? Now I'm a little bit over it. Like, it is what it is.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like, just keeping it but it's human feeling. Like, it's okay to be human, but the behavior beyond that is what really should be paid attention to. So you could feel like, yeah, I mean, if I walk in the party, you should play one of my joints. But the behavior behind that, if it doesn't happen, is what someone like me is concerned about, right? Like, are you talking behind the scenes like, yo, the boy don't mess with me like that because he won't play my joint? Or have you taken a perspective where Devontae is being introduced to it now of, let me read the room, and this might not go over, this particular dance might not go over at this time or with this room, and you don't want to force it, right? There's different perspectives. I don't want to say anyone is wrong, but as creatives, it's like, yo, let's talk about it, because these conversations are being done behind the scenes
Oh yeah, for
and not at
sure.
the forefront. And you
Right.
can keep it a buck. Like, yo, I ain't going front, man. I wanted my Chris Blues. Like, people don't believe me. Yo, I'm never in my feelings and never have been in my feelings about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's real for real. Like, I get the same thing y'all get. Yo, we gonna do this. When you gonna teach that again? Da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? I'll be looking at it like, Cash not ready for some of this stuff that we bring to the table. You know what I mean? They're just not ready for it. You know, it is what it is. Even if you bring it back around, they still might not be ready for it. You know what I mean? But like, I like to know PJ's
What
take
about PJ? Yeah,
on.
PJ kind of quiet.
Right.
I was gonna throw it to her too.
But I'm always quiet. So
Her and her radio
So,
voice.
listen, you better stop. So back in the day, probably when I first started dancing, and me and the girls were creating dances, yeah, we probably would have been in our feelings if something didn't get played. You know, at least one dance. You know, but now that I've grown, it's like if it get played, it get played, and if it don't, it's all right. You know what I mean? Most of the time, it's somebody may ask me and say, "What we gonna do?" And I'll go, "I don't know," but you got to go and tell the DJ if you want to do it, because I don't. I learned early in life, you don't ask for your dances. I said, so I'm not gonna go. I can't help you. I can't go up there and ask, but if they play it, I'll definitely dance with you. So if it get played, I'm
Is,
good. And if it don't, I'm
is that
good.
But
is
I
that a
wonder why we
rule?
do that. Because you know what? You just
Ooh.
made me think about something, PJ. Real talk. I'll go to Chris and I'll be like, yo, could you play like what's it play Surrender? Could you play Surrender? But I'll immediately say, because old girl over there keep asking me. It's almost like I don't want to be the asker.
Like we in trouble or something.
Yeah. Like, why
I
don't we want to ask?
I know. I was actually told choreographers don't go and ask the DJ for their dances because it sounds like you're begging.
You're
And I
thirsty.
was like,
Oh,
oh, ideal. And I stuck to that. So I don't go and ask for
Huh?
my dances.
I mean, yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Janine, what you take on it? What's up?
So in the beginning, yes, I had my moments
So
of
glad we keep it in a buck. Yes.
I had my moments of being in my feelings, and since this is real talk, um, I used to, when I first came in, and I wasn't an instructor, I wasn't an event thrower, I had no idea I was going to get this far into the community. But as a choreographer, I heard a lot of this person's bias, this DJ only pays for this person, the underdog versus the, I know that word has been thrown around a
Girl, if
lot,
you say
heavy
heavy
hitters.
hitter, I'm about to blop you out.
but that's what was said so much. And they only do for certain people and da 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 da. So I never was in a bag where I felt like my whole arsenal needed to be played at an event, but one dance or something just because I was there. Yeah, because like I said, I heard so much behind the scenes when I first came in too. Um, Now that I'm kind of on the other side of the fence, when I say the other side of the fence, meaning I have some dances that are in rotation. You know, I I do see things a bit differently because even like people here in St. Louis, my class, I teach at the YMCA, they're pushing like, well, Janine, we need to go through all your dances. And I'm like, no, we don't. There's so many other dances we got to get to that we can't just focus on Janine dances. There's Chloe dances, there's blue dances, there's so many other dances that I want to get to that I don't want to just stay focused on me, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. So, but yeah, once upon a time, I was.
That's why I was like, hold on. I was with you, Blues. I was like, hold on. We gotta go around the world because Jermaine, no, I'm gonna have to call bullshit on that one. So yeah, I'm glad we got a real talk about this.
but you
I'm
know
glad we got
what?
some
Yeah, you
real
know what?
talk.
I feel like when people come to a party as a DJ, and this is just to those selfish DJs, I feel like you should be able to read the room. You see certain people walk in the room, you should play their stuff. It's just out of respect. Oh shoot, Blues is at the party. Let me go ahead and put on, this joint, that joint, just out of respect for them coming all that way to your event. I just feel like as a DJ, you should play something of theirs.
Or I mean, even as a promoter, because I know like blues, of course. I mean, I'm gonna be like, everybody knows I'm biased, but I don't think I'm biased per se. But he's like my DJ. Any event I have, like he's always gonna be there. But what people don't know in the background, like I feed him like, hey, this is what I've been teaching. This is who's coming, so that he can even think about it before getting there. Like and like these are the correct like for example, we got all brand new six choreographers never have taught at March Madness. So as you see, if you see from the videos, we're teaching Penny stuff, we're teaching Ray, like we're trying to make sure that we can dance with those people coming. And then we started going and looking, at some of the other choreographers that are coming. Like we taught Cool With It just recently. Ronnie's getting ready to teach Synergy. So it's like so we can dance with the people that are coming, coming into town for the event. So part of that is the DJ reading the room, but also some promoters or people hosting events should also kind of help with saying like, this is who's coming, right? This is who's going to be here, or these cities are going to be here, or whatever it is, so that like they're ready or they're prepared. They still got to do their job, but like that's how me and Blues have worked together. Since.
Yeah, like I mean, just speaking for myself, I'm not sure what other DJs do, but I always consult the area that I'm going to. So like the promoter that's there, I talk to them, what's popping in your area? Like, what's going on? Like, and to keep it a whole buck, like we all see the same things. We all watch the social media. We watch Facebook. We watch YouTube. We watch Instagram. We watch the social media. We all see the same things. We see what's popping, right? So if it's popping, as a DJ, it makes sense for me to put it into my arsenal because it's going to make the party better for me. You know what I'm saying? But if it's not popping, we all can see if it's not popping. And even that choreographer will still get upset because they in the building. But I'm like, your name not on the line. My name on the line. We're in the middle of going crazy. I throw that shit on. Dance floor clear. Now we got a showcase in the middle of prime time. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like they're happy, but it's like, they at the table is like, why would Chris put this on right now? Right. And Chris is at the table like, why the hell did I put this on right? Yeah, like what the hell did I play this for? But I mean, I say that to say like, choreographers, there's a demographic of choreographers that have certain entitlement, you know what I mean, characteristics. I'm glad you guys have gotten past that, right? So, but it's interesting to know that. So like maybe some communications or correspondence happened back then, made sense. Because there was a certain type of energy that they had with themselves. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that it's wrong or right. If you in a creative space, what Erykah Badu say, man? I'm an artist. And I'm sensitive about my shit. You know what I'm saying? So get it. Like, it's cool that y'all was able to keep it a beam and let other up and coming choreographers know like you will get past that as you get more and more into this, because you'll see the bigger scope of things that doesn't revolve around you and your creativity. There's a lot more things going on than just what you bring to the table. You know what I'm saying?
But
not only that, like if you, I think. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Was I doing? Oh, go ahead, Jenny.
No, I was going to say to add on to Crystal, I think also what people don't realize, and this can go beyond choreography though, is and I had to realize too, like everyone has put in their time, has put in that work, has put into the community. And so, you all had to put in your blood, sweat, tears, your money into the community to get where you are. So I think a lot of people, as you said, Chris, like to that self-entitlement, are looking for like overnight celebrity status with their dances, with their, and some as an instructor, whatever the case may be. And so I've had to talk to some as well to just say, hey, if you show the community that you're about the community, if you show the community the love and the support, they will give it back. But you got to give your time too. Like none of these people, the John Woodhouses, nobody came in and was a celebrity overnight. And a lot
Girl,
of them think.
that's a whole hour, another hour. We can,
Yeah.
we can get on that conversation. That's a whole
nother hour. Okay.
But I also think, I know Chris, me and you, we done had this conversation like a bunch of times. So it may be beneficial for you to repeat because the math has got a math. You got a 6-hour party. Go ahead, break it down. Break it down, Blues. This ain't your blues breakdown, but it's gonna break it down.
And people took the credit for this mathematical equation. I'm gonna just put it out there. This came from Chris Blues. Okay, party is about 5 hours. In 5 hours, you'll get to about 60 to 75 dances. If you dance to 30 to 40 of those dances, you good. Or you should be good. Now, here's the thing. This where we get into dances are selfish. Because now it's like, it's one thing if I don't play stuff you know.
Mm-hmm.
But if I play stuff you know and you just don't want to do it no more, whose issue is that? Is that yours or mine? Because the one issue, if I'm playing stuff you don't know, that means there's no opportunity for you to dance. But if I'm playing stuff you know, you just decided I'm cool off of that today. So you're just taking stuff out of your catalog for the night. So you might go from 40 dances to 25 dances because 15 of the joints that you knew you didn't want to do.
I mean, but you can even have a situation where you talk about 50 to 75 dances. At this point in time, you can have 40 to 44, 40 to 50 choreographers in the building. So what that mean? Everybody get a song?
So with Jermaine's point, exactly. If I got 85 records or 70 records, and there's 50 choreographers in there, and I'm just going to agree the fact that I got to give all of them one joint, and all of them not bangers, like we're not talking about the meet and greet, because I'm normally on the main event, right? So the main event to me straight bangers. I'm here all night, old school, new school bangers. Meet and greet, we could do some B-sides. Brunch, we could do some B-sides. Main event, ain't no B-sides, baby. Bangers, bangers, bangers. So 50 of y'all in the building, man, I can't get to all 50 of y'all. Because all of them ain't bangers. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just ain't going to go down, man. It ain't going to go down the kid, yo. It's impossible.
No,
you know I mean? But the 75, if you got 60 to 75 records being played, and you dancing to 50% of that, if you go to the club, you ain't dancing to 50 records. You ain't dancing to 50 records. You go club. At your high school prom, you ain't dancing to 50 records. And you had that energy back then. You know what I'm saying?
You go to the prom?
I'm just saying. Not the prom. You know what I mean?
Well, I know March Madness. Well, I know there's some events before March Madness, but March Madness, we like me and Curtis, we all want the party vibe. We don't, like you said, Friday, you might get Saturday, we just going in.
Mm-hmm.
So any expectations, any new people coming to March Madness, like Saturday is Saturday. Friday, we get some stuff. Saturday is going down.
It's bangers, man. Like, you want your main event to even have B-sides.
Right.
Like, I'm just
So
saying.
we got,
like,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you got it.
No, I was going to say, so we probably got like 30 more minutes. And I definitely want to get to the next conversation.
We got 45 minutes.
What'd you say?
We got 45 minutes. We got 45 minutes.
We are not talking to 10 o'clock.
We got 45 minutes.
I don't even know why you mentioned time, because you know Blue's going to be like,
every time. Last time he was like, we ain't got to be done in no hour. I'm like, most talk shows are an hour, sir.
Well, it's 9 o'clock my time, so it's
I'm gonna be the producer in the background with the sign like 30 seconds.
This is a podcast.
I know, but at the same time, though, I do want to get to this next conversation. So I know I keep putting you on the spot tonight, but can you re-ask? I know it might not be the same words, but can you re-ask the question that you asked in the leadership forum, please, for me?
Yeah, no doubt. So we're in a space now where we've kind of categorized ourselves, right? With beginner, intermediate, advanced. I don't know where it started. I don't know how it took on such a life of its own. As Nicole mentioned at the beginning, we got TikTok dances, we got trail ride dances, and we have movements that are geared towards beginnerish or more feet friendly type dances and stuff like that. That a lot of people could take to, the music good, stuff like that. The folk that are actually particularly on here, we've come from a background or influences or eras where footwork is like our thing. It's what drew us to the community, and when we started creating, it drove our creativity. Do we make some easier dances? Yes, but I think all in all, especially on this panel, footwork is a thing for us where we kind of put thought in that movement, and not to say that it's fading, but because if we keeping it a buck, it might be 12 of us in the country that really put out footwork intense dances. You know what I'm saying? So I guess in your opinion, like how do we maintain that? How do we expand that? You know what I'm saying? And how do we make it, I guess, appealing to the novice or the person just coming in? You know what I mean? Like, how do we keep that footwork culture going and evolving into a place where other people are picking it up as well that are coming behind us? Pause.
There you go. I thought you was gonna put a sign.
But yeah, we could go to Devontae first. Like, what you think, bro?
I think for me, right, we just got to keep doing what we're doing. I think at the end of the day, people kind of see the footwork we're doing. They might be attracted to it, they might not, but I feel like that's not for us to decide. That's for the floor to kind of speak on. We're gonna gravitate towards movements or footwork, what I mean, that we really like or we appreciate, right? Because I mean, like, I might see some footwork that Cole or Shantae piece, and I might be like, damn, like, that right there made me want to learn to dance. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I might also see some footwork from somebody, and I might be like, I'm not really on this. Like Chris said earlier, I'm not going to do this today. You know what I mean? So I think for me, the way we preserve it, right, is really just doing what we do best. You know what I mean? I don't feel like we should play it down at all. I feel like we should continue to have fun with the movements, have fun with the music, have fun with the vibes. You know what I mean? And just do what we do for real. Yeah.
So when you're creating, is your intent to be footwork heavy?
Nah. I don't. I really, to be honest, my steps when I'm riding in the car, like Cole said earlier, when I'm riding in the car and a banger come across my Apple Music or my Neo Soul app, I be like, I screenshot, but I'm also doing them footwork. I'm doing steps right behind the steering wheel, and I might not remember it when I get back up to my place, but I'll be like, damn, I did something like this, and I remember the beats in the song, whether it's like a under beat or a upper beat, and then play on the underbeat. Like I, I just put it out. Like whatever just come out when I move. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. Like for example, Synergy. Michelle sent me her part. I'm like, okay. And I didn't listen to the music before she sent it to me. I didn't, we play around with it too much before she sent me her steps. But when I saw her part and then I listened to the music, I'm like, oh, this is easy. I'm just going, do this. And it was no crazy footwork in part one, right? It's no crazy footwork
I
in part
mean,
one. Nah, this real talk. This real
are we
talk.
real talk? We real talk? I don't think so.
They keep it real.
Yeah.
They keep it real.
I don't know about
I mean,
that. Part one
I
ain't
like
easy.
Devontae, but
Listen.
I don't even want to
Like
talk
I
about
did Jermaine. I'm
synergy.
gonna call bullshit
I don't
on
even want
it.
to talk about synergy. I don't even want to talk about this dance right now.
You my dog, man. You my dog. But yeah, just kind of stay on topic or whatever. So it wasn't. It's never on purpose that I'm trying to be hit every beat. Make things difficult. It just kind of goes with the flow for me. You know what I mean? Like I like this song. This is how the beat is moving me. This is how I'm feeling it. You know what I mean? And I kind of get carried with the flow of the song.
What about you,
So I'm gonna
PJ?
let.
I
Oh,
Yeah.
prefer
sorry.
Devontae on that because you'll hear
Well, how do we preserve?
something.
First, how we preserve it.
We
Yeah.
gotta
Oh, yeah.
keep. We have to keep pushing our old stuff. That's one way of preserving it. Just bring our old stuff back. Get it reacclimated into what's going on now. Bring it back out. Push it. All of our stuff. Even for like me, is like okay. There's so many dances that I just don't know, but I want to learn them, and they're all like footwork crazy. You know, the very first line dance I learned, and I told Coley this, was double R hustle. That's like my favorite. That's what made me start line dancing. Cause when I first went line dancing, I was like, "What we doing that? Don't stop! Like, what is that?" And I sat there and I watched, and I was like, "Oh man, look, they do it. Here I am." And that's what made me go bananas. So with that, yeah, we definitely need to just keep doing what we do, and then bring back some of that old stuff, and let them just kind of flow, And like I teach seniors on Thursday, and I enjoy them every minute because I'll teach them a hard dance. I'll just take my time and break it down, even if it take a couple of days. And they want to learn those dances. They want to. They want to. They just didn't have um, the opportunity to get it then when it first came out or whatever's out right now. And they want the footwork. It's not that they don't
That's a
want it.
great. That's a great point. People do. You can keep
They
going.
want
That's
it.
a,
But
They want it.
she didn't get to the second part, but I just want to interject. And I think we also, and this could be a whole nother topic, but all instructors aren't good at teaching harder dances as well. It's an art.
Amen.
It's an art. And so I
Amen.
think like that's part of like where you get classes and who's able to actually break down some of those dances in order for people to consume it. That's another dimension, but I don't want to digress because that could be another show.
That's a
But
whole
anyway,
nother.
so I'll go on.
Definitely.
Go ahead for you. I
Definitely.
guess what drives you the second part of the question.
Well, what drives me to keep going? Just
well,
keep
no.
going.
Like, what is your intent when you're
No, my
creating?
intent my intent is never to make the dance hard. It's never to make the dance hard. By the time I finish tap dancing behind the steering wheel, it's like, ooh, yep, that's what I just did. Yep. Okay, well, we're gonna go with that. And then I have to hear from like Karen or Kathy, and they be like, really, PJ? And I was like, but it's not hard, it's easy, it's all right, it's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. It's good. Don't worry about it. But yeah, my intention is never to make the dance hard. I think I struggle making easier dances than anything else. And I don't know.
Facts.
I struggle making easier dances. I'll sit there and be staring at it like, ooh, that don't feel right. I feel like I should be doing 8 more steps here and 4, 5, 6 more taps, but I don't do it on purpose.
It it sounds like intent.
No, no, it's not.
Because I want 6 more taps.
Right, because
Six
you
more
like,
taps.
because it don't feel right. It
Don't
don't
feel
feel
right.
right. It don't feel right. I don't know.
it doesn't. It doesn't feel right because you haven't used all the music. Is what you're saying?
No, because I'm no. I ain't gonna say I didn't use all the music because I'm not gonna use all of it. But I don't know. Sometimes I don't feel right. I feel like, yeah, this isn't enough. It needs more, or it needs something else.
I've had
And
that feeling, so I feel you.
I
Right. That's
think there's
definitely
like,
intent.
yeah,
But I think
that,
I
that
think
intent
there's
is.
like,
I think that intent is important to
mhm.
maintain that part of the culture. You got to have that intent. It's easy to say, man, I just let the music move me. But if you're feeling like, yo, it's not enough, that's part of you. That's in here.
Mhm.
You
yeah,
know
I
what I'm
don't want
saying?
to.
Like you can't get away from that. It's in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel
So
you.
Janine, what's up with you?
Um,
How do we
well,
preserve it first, and then your
okay.
intent after?
So how do we preserve it? I think it's going to take us on this panel and others who are in, if you want to say leadership roles, whether you're instructors, you do events, your choreographer, to keep to keep that alive within our culture. Like when I just had a day party. I called it two, two, and two. I know Demaria does that. I know Steph has pushed the two, two, and two, but Miss Vanessa here has always pushed that as well. So, and I say that because I was so accustomed to going to events, not necessarily the big events, but just local events or something small. And it's the first half is all beginner dances, and then the last hour is intermediate advanced dances. And so a lot of those people that know and do the beginner dances really weren't, really didn't get to see some of the intermediate, quote unquote, advanced dances. Um, so now, like I said, when I do my parties, I do two beginner, two intermediate, two advanced. Not my major event because those are the DJ's job, but I don't have a DJ, so I just do a plug and play. But so then they get exposed to more, and they're like, "Oh my God, what is that? I ain't never seen that." Like now we've been doing "Stop What You're Doing" forever, quote unquote, and now saying, now they got a taste of, it, and they're like, "Oh my God, Michelle Hicks, who is that?" So keeping them abreast to what's going on. Also encouraging people. I've had so many locals tell me they were intimidated by, you dance so well and this and that. I'm scared to, so I mingle with them more. I encourage them, hey, you can do this. You don't have to execute to do whatever your swag is, whatever your sexy is, bring you out on the dance floor. But and you can dance small. You don't have to dance big. You don't have to do the spins. But I've been pushing that with locals or whatever, and to get them. And then also, one thing I love about Miss Vanessa, she calls her class beginners, but she does a lot of intermediate dances. And so, their mindset is, oh, I'm just a baby dancer. And I'm like, but I'll tell them, but that was an intermediate dance you did. And they're like, oh my God, was it? Really? So I try to help build them up as much as I possibly can. But if they're confident within themselves, then they're more apt to do more footwork-ish type dances. So I think, but that's going to be, I mean, obviously I can't talk to everyone, but you all can, but that's going to take a bunch of us collectively working together to do that. And what was the second question, Chris?
Well, just the second part of it, like your intent when you're making your dance, are you is your intent to place footwork into that where it wouldn't be looked at as more of a easier type dance?
Um, I tell everybody I do what Jesus tells me to do, but um, I think now, sometimes PJ, I'm on that same scale with you. I feel like maybe it's not quite enough. I hear layers to music, and there's always something emphasized at a particular point. It may be the lyrics, it may be the brass section, it may be the bass. And I feel like, it may be an underlying beat that's, under the bass or something like that. And so I feel like, oh, I got to put something there, if that makes sense. Um, but I try to be, like I said, as I stated before, I try not to overkill a dance like I used to as far as my footwork and parts and things. So I try to be more cognizant to say, okay, Janine, maybe this part is okay. So, a lot of times I'll show it to my class, I'll show it to Steph, I'll show it to somebody to kind of get some feedback to say, hey, what do you think on this? So I try to be more cognizant, not to make it over, too much footwork. So I guess there is some intent there.
Absolutely. I think all of you have mentioned the fact around the word intent, because I guess intent has some sort of negative connotation. I don't think it does. I think it's okay. You know what I mean? Because it kind of gives us insight to where you're trying to take the dance journey for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone has a bit of influence. So the people that are watching, you're introducing them to what that intent is. But I want Jermaine's take on it too. Like, how do you see us preserving this? and kind of like what's your intent when you're creating as well?
For me, it's a bit of what everybody said. It's just constantly teaching those dances and challenging your students who may see themselves as in that those categories, beginners. It's challenging them. And just like PJ, I love my senior citizens in my class. They love that advanced stuff, and they always say it helps their memory. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what I
Mm.
love is that they're
Mm-hmm.
constantly like this helps my memory, keeps me going to the point they're starting to bring me dances like, hey, can you teach this? And it's always advanced dances, and I'm loving it. And when I first started teaching out here in Indy, a lot of folks were not doing it, like they weren't teaching advanced dance. It was mostly beginners. But I said in my class, like, I'm just gonna throw this dance in here for you, and if you pick it up, you pick it up. But I'm always telling them, don't stress out. We're gonna do it a few more weeks until you get it. And I always tell them, go home and do your homework and just look at it. I'm laying the foundation. So when you go home and like kind of go look over it, I always send them a great instructional. I'll tell them Steph may have a great instructional or something. Ray Boyd have a great instructional. I tell them always send them the best instructional for them to learn the dance from. So it's like Janine said, it's just it takes all of us to continue to push those dances and teach them. And I mean, if they get them, they get them. If they don't, they don't. And the second part of that, it is definitely my intent to put footwork stuff in there. It's
Come
definitely
on,
my
real
intent.
talk. Come
Yes,
on,
it
real
is my
talk.
intent. I'm not dumbing down my dances. If the song moves me, I'm going to do it. Now I'll send it to Cole, and she'd be like, "Listen, I need you to stop
Asterisk.
doing that about 5 or 6 times. You're doing that too much. Put this there, and da da da." And all of a sudden, there's an asterisk on the dance. But it is definitely my intent to make the dance footwork savvy. The song moves me, I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. So, and one thing I was surprised I heard teaching and this and that, right? I get all that. I guess with a head nod or a shake of the head, like how important are workshops to advance dances living further and further? Like how important are the workshops? Because
Very.
we don't need workshops for beginner, even though we can add them to it, right? Because beginner dances are pretty easy to pick up. How important are the workshops for this part of the community to continue to thrive?
Very important.
Yeah, they're very important. And you ain't let me answer the question,
Well, answer
but
Give it
the
to
that's
him,
question.
okay.
Cole. Give it
But
to him,
that's
No, no,
Cole.
okay.
answer the question.
But preserve and intent.
Yes, yes.
No, I think I don't really have anything different to add. I think I think I'm more with what Devontae said, and I think this is the way I answered your question in the forum. I was just like, we just can't stop. Like we can't stop doing what we do. As far as like the second part, I will say I have changed my approach to things that I do. I always give them a part that they can grab because to me that means that the confidence piece of it. Like, all right, I got part two, so if I get part two, I can get the other parts. Um, and so I have changed like the way I do like in too deep, the little sway back. Like, there's always gonna be like not like two steps to the right, two steps to the left, but something that's going to be grabbable by anybody that tries to learn a dance. So I intently do that, but I also feel like just inherently, like it's
Mm-hmm.
harder. Like when I did Deja Vu, that was hard because I'm like,
Well,
yeah, nope, you just got to like stay right here, keep it right here. But I also want to share this thought that I think, just for whatever it's worth. When I first started dancing here in Detroit, and Chris, you started out with that, like there were no labels. Like there were no labels. It was just like,
Mm-hmm.
whose class do you go to? It wasn't like what kind
Mm-hmm.
of dance is this? Like what kind of dance is that? And I think that sometimes instructors unintentionally scare people away. When you get up on a stage and you say, "This is an advanced dance. It's got four parts and a bridge," you've immediately lost a percentage of the room before you even show them a step of part one, because in their mind, I can't do it. So a lot of times, like when I just start, right? Like now I've gotten accustomed to saying part one and part two, but like before, like it was just a dance. Like it wasn't no parts. It was like, you know, so I think that we also have to be, we as instructors or choreographers that teach, right, have to just be cognizant of, you know, like don't lose people before they even like learn the first 8 count. Because I think sometimes you'll see people at workshops, they'll, when they hear all of that in the bridge and the tag and the special,
Mm-hmm.
like they sit down, right?
Yeah, too much information
They,
kills
exactly, they
their
already
brain.
give up. And so I think it's, you know, sometimes, you know, changing our approach, not saying, right, you know, like teach it with confidence. All right, so we're gonna get to part one. Trust me, y'all can get it, right? Let's just get it moving. So I think part of it is continuing to do what we do, but I think part of it is also being more plugged in with the way we could connect to people and not have them like give up so easily.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like everyone has intent, their own way of saying it. So with that intent, it really doesn't matter to you how many people out there on the board.
It can't matter.
And I say that to say before you answer it, and we say no, right? Okay, we'll say no because that's the right thing to say, right? It don't matter to us how many people are out there. But
No, no, no. Go ahead, finish.
I spoke to John Woodhouse, right? And we kind of got into it. We kind of got into it. We talked about like, yo, you kind of got into the more easier type footwork in your dances and this and that. And he was like, yo, straight up, like, I want people doing my shit. I want people doing my dances. I want the full effect for my dances. Like he kept it a buck. He like, yo, like that's what I want out there. Like when I interviewed Chris White, she was, yo, I create dances to see a lot of people doing these joints. You know what I'm saying? So for the people that are here, like, so what we're saying here is like, as far as advanced creations, if we're locked in to being in that space, then we're okay without a pep dance floor.
I
I
mean,
mean,
we have to be, to me,
mhm.
because like there's dances like you couldn't have told me like you know in my mind, and I'm not like bragging, but you couldn't have told me I didn't kill reflections. I don't do that like nowhere. People be like, yeah, it's just I can't, right? I don't even like, or what was it, like proximity. It was hot for 2 seconds, like, and then, you know, it went away. So I have learned to be okay with like half of a floor. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's because that's just where we are. It doesn't have to be where we stay, but that's just where we are because I don't want to create differently. Like
So we're
either
not so we're not so we're not watering it down
no,
on purpose.
I don't want to. I don't. So it's like either I'm gonna be cold or I'm just gonna stop.
Devontae, we're not watering it down on purpose.
I think. I mean, I can't say that I'm watering it down at all.
No,
I
no,
feel
no,
like,
I'm just saying you are. I'm just saying would you?
no. I'm just putting it out there. Nah, I feel like, you know, and even to this point, because I drop one dance a year. Like I'm not doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like, you know, I get surprised even when I'm at TCH events or, you know what I mean, other events, and I'm like, I turn around and I'm like, oh snap, it's other people on the floor. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, even when I'm going, you know, common ground, like wherever I'm at, and it's more than just me or the person that requested the joint on the floor, I get surprised off rip because I'm just like, wow, like, all right, it's like this dance, you know what I mean? It made it over here, or it's doing something over here. You know what I mean? So I don't really play into the watering it down option because that's not really an option for me. I kind of, like I said earlier, the music moves me. So if it comes down to, you know what I mean, this is what the vibe is, this is what I'm feeling, then that's what I'm gonna put out. I do run it past, you know, I got my big fish people in the area, you know what I mean, I want to send certain dances to and check this out for me or this, that, and the third. I run it past them and if they be like, you know, it's a green light, and like it is what it is. But very seldomly have I said, you know what, let me bring that back in and I'm gonna change the footwork just so I can make it more foot friendly to the masses. I mean, it does sound good, right? It does sound good to be able to turn around and see a crowded floor, right? But I do know like everything ain't for everybody, and I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? It ain't got to be crowded on every dance that is played at the Crafty Crab when I'm DJing there. You know what I mean? But I like to expose people to other dances. I like to give them, you know what I mean, something to look forward to. So even when my trail ride people come through, they always say, "Oh, you teach all the hard dances," and it might be in the club. I just taught in the club, and they said that's a 64 count dance. I'm like, you'll get there one day. You know what I mean? Like I don't tell them like you can't do it or whatever. I do exactly what Cole said, kind of give them that confidence, let them know, yo, we almost done. You know what I mean? You got it. So outside of just my creativity, you know what I mean, when it comes to other folks' dances that I'm pushing or whatever, you know what I mean, I feel like it's just building. You got to build the confidence as dancers. You got to know your crowd, and then you got to push them. Like speaking into how Parkside was when you first started, Chris. Like you did a lot of dances that was everywhere. Like they was getting exposure from everywhere. You know what I mean? They was getting blowing up and blowing smoke and some of the, you know, here I am, like PJ said. So it wasn't just a let's just teach the foot friendly joints. It was, yo, these are the dances that's hot. These are the dances that you're gonna do when you go outside. So if you want to be a part of that, like you in the right place.
We got our ass whooped for that.
It is what it is.
We took the heat.
Absolutely. It's still taking the heat. It's still taking the heat.
It's still taking the heat, baby. But I feel you on that. Right. Like
it's still cool because the ones that gravitate to it, you know what I mean, gonna gravitate to it. Like I've been driving 45 minutes to Parkside for years. You know what I mean?
Yo, let me tell you, like that is. I'm glad you mentioned that, man, because I think that's what everybody is speaking to. Like sometimes you just gotta push the envelope, right? In order for the culture to move forward, right? You gotta push the envelope. It is what it is, man, and you want to take some hits for it, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's greater later. You know what I mean? It's greater later for sure. Yeah, no, that's great. It's a great point. But yeah, like when John said that, I understood what he meant. Like, I want people doing my stuff, and he felt like his more footwork heavy pieces weren't resonating across the board. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So he kept it a buck. He like, yo, and there were people who were joking with him. Yo, man, stop doing that. You know what I mean? But he was like, listen, you know, I want a packed floor behind me. Mm-hmm. And he got it. You know what I mean? For sure. Shout out to John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we ready for Blues Breakdown, or do we got 15 more minutes?
I mean, I feel like we got 15 more minutes because we didn't hear from Janine or PJ on this last. You know what I mean?
All right, go ahead.
So I admitted earlier, yes, I have watered some of my, my dances down. I don't make them as difficult as I used to. However, it still has to feel good for me to release it. If I don't feel good dancing it, and if I'm not feeling the marriage of the music to the steps, then I'm not going to put it out. I don't care how easy it is or how advanced it is. If I'm not feeling it, I'm not gonna release it. So, but yeah, I have, like I said, I know I don't create like I used to. And actually, there was a couple dances now. If I even dance them, I'm like, oh Lord, what was I thinking about when I made that dance?
I think we all have those.
Like, oh Lord.
I think we all have those.
Yeah. I was tripping.
I deleted a dance from YouTube when I went back and looked at it. Like, what? I deleted it. It was like, nope, that don't exist. I know the name of the dance. I don't know not one step anymore.
What's the name of the dance?
Yeah,
it was called Next Level, and it was the next. It wasn't even the next level. Throw that shit away.
He said, "I deleted from YouTube."
Yeah, I deleted it from YouTube.
That's hard.
I haven't done that. They're all still there, but
PJ, where you at with it?
I'm not going to change what I do. I can't, because It's not in for me to do that. I'll, nah. I get beef, yo, Chris. I get beef about let's do this,
Ooh.
but it's okay because they're gonna get it.
That's my stuff. I love Let's Do. That's my stuff right there.
Then let's do this, like Jermaine. Yeah, yeah. So let's do this, Jermaine. I'm not gonna delete it. Me and the girls was just bananas. We were just crazy then, and everything was like, yeah, do this. So I'm not gonna say I dumbed this stuff down. I do love my seniors though, so I might make something just for them that will work. But yeah, I'm not gonna write nothing down if I don't have to.
No,
and what I went. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
But I wanted to piggyback off of something Jermaine has said, I guess 15 minutes ago or so, about like the senior citizens, because we have senior citizens here that dance with us at the YMCA. I'm the baby in the class and I'm 51. And so they range from 59 to 82, I believe, or something like that. And they're doing Charged Up, Nicole. They're doing True to Me. Yeah, PJ. They're doing those. They're doing those.
Back, PJ.
Charge up.
I might teach them next week.
But and when I say that's one of those dances, Cole and PJ, that they will not let die, they will not. It was on my playlist Saturday. They will not let Deniability, another one. So, and I tell people, when people try to say like, oh, it's an age thing, and I'm like, no. Now, if you have a physical limitation, I get it. But don't let age stop you. And then, as you said too, it fights dementia. The brain is, quote unquote, a muscle too. You have to keep it active. Yeah. You must keep it active. And so those, come into line dance, and I promote it a lot of times too, because I think some people promoted it as like wellness or whatever. And people think, oh, I'm not losing weight. But I'm like, no, but your body's a machine. It's wellness and keeping your body going. It's wellness and keeping your mind.
Oh, no doubt.
Right. So, look at it in those terms or whatever. And it fights some of those quote unquote diseases. So, but as I share that story with other people, then they're kind of like, oh, okay, well, maybe, yeah, you can do it too. You can. If you put your mind to it, you can do it.
Yeah, you just got to encourage them. If you encourage them that it isn't that hard, and you really take your time and you move them, because a lot of people want to stay stuck in that beginning phase. They don't want to challenge themselves. But yeah, if you you break it down, you say, okay, here you go, bam, let's do it like this, and let's do it like that. Take this step and do it like this. And by the time they finish getting everything together, they'll go, oh wow. And it makes them more hungry, because now you've given it to them that energy to say, yep, if I can do that, I can do the next dance. And that's what you want to do. You just want to keep bringing them up here.
Yeah.
With the footwork.
I think, like, honestly, over the years, like I haven't put out dances like I used to, but I'm always encouraged by the fact, like, when I do drop something, like, there's a demographic of people who want that challenge. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, like, it's encouraging to see, I probably echo what Devontae said, like, you're not sure, like, who's going to be out there, but then to look out there and see folks wanting that, you like, it's a pleasant surprise. You dig what I'm saying? So so I think I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing it. Whatever the music say, like y'all say, right? And so the intent is to feel the music out and, work with it in that capacity. If it comes out feet friendly, cool. Me, I'm not going back. Like, I could put more there. So I'm really on the tip, like, if this is how it came out, cool.
You don't have to worry about that.
Yo, we keep saying that. I got some easy joints. Like, don't say that. I have easy dances.
Enchantment?
Interlude.
No.
It's easy though.
Wait. One thing I've learned: the word easy and hard is very relative.
Enchantment.
Pause. The whole conversation, easy and hard. I'm over this.
Did
How about
Jermaine
I do?
answer?
How about?
Did Jermaine get a chance to answer?
What about the
Yeah, he
water
did.
down?
Oh, he did. I must have forgot. My bad.
Oh.
I think you
Yo,
did,
Yeah.
right?
Chris,
Enchantment. That's it though. Blues.
yo, Chris. But as far as
Yo.
like what you asked with the workshops, though, yeah, I think it's real important to have.
Yo, I think that's
advanced workshops.
mad important. I think it's
like,
mad important.
Yeah, you don't need a
Because
beginner.
class is class. I get it
Yeah.
with class. Class is class. But workshops kind of put spotlights on dances.
Mhm.
Class, you just teaching. When you do workshops, there's spotlights on these dances to catch people's attention. You dig what I'm saying? I think, if for those that are listening, if the more workshops you're able either to give to the people or attend, I think you'll be introduced to a lot more dances that you'll love. You know?
And like
I
you said,
agree.
it not only does it put the spotlight on the dances, but for those people that don't travel, it puts the spotlight on. It's an introduction to the your local community to that person as well too, because
Do that, yeah.
there's a lot of St. Louis has a big dance community, but they don't go anywhere. So when I pull any of you on here, like PJ, you came last year. They got an introduction. Oh, okay, this is, they love Handle It. That's the Handle It. What are the Handle It? Oh my God. Okay.
Right.
So
Yeah, and I
For
like the
sure.
fact that now a lot of people are starting to do more local workshops in their prospective cities, as well as like mini day parties. Like I love that because it's like even with us having one on the 28th, you're spotlighting those few choreographers for that day and introducing the local community to their style of dancing and their choreography. So I love that everybody is starting to do that now.
On the
Did we
28th.
start, did we start that? Did we start
Shameless
that?
plug. Shameless plug.
I feel like Parkside started pop-up parties. I feel like Parkside started
I feel
pop-up
like y'all
parties.
did too though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we
think
started the
Parkside did.
pop-up parties. Did we start the workshop day party? Devon? Did we start that over here?
I mean, we got, let me get my book out. Hold on.
I mean,
It
I
sound
don't
like
know. I feel like I don't want to say. I mean,
y'all definitely did the
they
pop
were
up.
workshops,
We gonna
but
pop
they weren't
up.
like.
I mean, we
workshops in
always
their
did
party.
boot camps in Detroit, so
Was there a party afterwards though? Like,
it was a small
I mean,
little dance,
I mean, I'm
little
just
dance
saying.
session afterwards. But I mean, y'all got the pop up parties. We got the boot camp.
All right. I'll take the pop-up.
You definitely got they definitely got the pop up.
Yeah, they got the
I
pop
think
up.
we got the pop-up. I think we got the pop-up.
All right, well,
We start Sundays. I think we started Sundays too. I think we added Sundays to the weekend. I think Parkside
here we
started
go.
because everybody left after Saturday, Sunday morning.
Yeah.
I feel like we added. I think we added Sunday. I mean, if we're
All right,
going
well,
to
how
talk
about you
about
add?
it,
How about you add this blues breakdown after?
we almost made it to.
That was
After,
perfect.
right.
That was
After-
perfect.
after I
Slide right
say-
on into that.
After I thank everybody for coming
Wait a second,
on
Devontae,
and
did we start the
joining
pool party?
conversation today.
Devontae, did we start the pool party, Devontae? I think we did.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
let's give a shout out to Cole because she finally figured out how to get all of us together in the boxes. Like her big face is not
and
up
I turned
there.
my light on because somebody told me when it was dark. I turned it dark because my light is right here, so I thought it was too bright. And so they were like, "Were you trying to be romantic?"
You got
I
it.
was like,
You gotta get the light. You gotta get the light in front of you. That's the light.
okay,
Right.
well, this is where my
That's the
desk
thing.
is, and this is
Well,
this is
it's-
where the light fixture.
I mean,
Get a lamp on
I
your
think if
desk.
it gets in front of her, it's gonna be too bright.
Hey, PJ, we're not gonna act. Don't see your sticker collection in the back of you, okay?
Hey,
know.
like there was,
hey, you're in my
you feel like there was a
PJ, there's
Yeah,
mine.
let me tell you something. You're in my office
PJ said.
classroom class.
Y'all.
This is what I
PJ said
do.
PJ said these niggas ain't the only niggas that can show they
With the teddy
sneakers.
bears.
That's what PJ said. PJ
Okay,
said.
so listen. Before we go to Blues Breakdown, there was a question in the chat. I want everybody to answer. What dance did each of you find difficult to learn? Just one dance that you found difficult to learn.
De La Ocho.
All right.
Yeah, you remember that workshop, Chris? Yep.
Shots fired.
I'm a co-sign De La Ocho because, honey, that last part.
Damn. We do that here. We do that here. We're not doing that here.
Devontae.
Yeah. Come back to me. Come
All
back
right, PJ.
Family Flow.
Oh shit! Come on, Chris.
Hey, y'all got to bring that one back.
Which one?
Family Flow.
Flow.
Oh, whoa.
Family Flow.
Yeah, I can see that. Somebody thought a bunch of turns all the way into they thought that
How
was
did
a
you
great
want, Cole?
idea.
Cole, what was your what one would you have, Cole?
What you say? Oh, was my answer? I gotta go recent because it's the only thing I can think of in the time frame. It really is. I Can't Live Without You. Or is it Brandon's Sensitivity?
Oh,
What you need,
anything,
yep.
Brandon.
Yeah,
What you need, yep.
It's either What You Need or Can't Live Without You. But Can't Live Without You is not hard. It just wouldn't stick.
Yeah.
But I got that shit there, and I'm teaching it. So we ready.
That's my shit.
You got yours, Devontae?
So Devontae,
yeah, I probably say Sensitivity too. Brandon's dances, I struggle with them joints sometimes. Like I need the perfect instructor to teach that joint. Yeah,
timing.
it's the
It's the
timing.
timing.
Yeah,
for
his
sure.
timing is crazy.
Yeah.
Reroute gets me every time.
Reroute is a pain in
Yeah,
the
that's
butt.
another one. Brandon finds and beats in between and beats.
Yeah.
Right.
So
It's
for
that
me-
one turn when you go to the side, it does something to my knee, and my knee be like, no. Stop it.
so what's your answer?
PJ get hurt?
Then after you answer, go into your breakdown. Thank you for that
Right,
question.
so I think at the time I started learning dances is why this one was difficult for me to pick up. Smooth C by Brooklyn Ed. So that was it was difficult to pick that up when I first started. You know what I mean? So shout out to Brooklyn Ed though. Salute. So blues dance of the week. We're gonna take it back. This dance to me kind of catapulted the collaboration aspect to our community. It kind of gave, I don't want to say the okay, but it kind of gave motivation for people to reach outside of their local areas to start collaborating with folks like that. And not to say that it never happened before that, but this made an impact where I think folks were saying like, yo, it's all right to go there. And the dance is called Potluck. So if anybody remember Potluck,
Potluck.
It was a collab with myself, Nicole, Lewis, Ali, Thomas twins, Demetrius, and Ray Boyd was in there somewhere. Am I missing anybody? Yeah. And this was all took place. Yeah, at the it all took place at the UC Awards, and we were creating this dance, and we didn't have a song yet. We were actually just making moves, the songs we heard coming from the ballroom, and then later on, once all these, I think Lewis remembered all the moves, and him and Cole kind of put something together, and then we finally found the track to put these moves to. So Potluck is a great combination, like a good old gumbo amalgamation of different moves from different sections of different regions. So I think when people saw that, it did make a pretty big splash, a good impact, and I think it kind of motivated people to like want to reach out beyond their local areas or even local regions to tap into the creativity that was in other areas. You know what I'm saying? So look at Denise. She like, what's that?
No, I've heard of Potluck.
No, that's true. I do think that like that was like kind of like if there was that like start that like you said that spark plug for collabs and people coming together. Yeah, that definitely. And we were just like outside, like it was just crazy how it came together. Like, you got an A count? What's your A count? What we gonna do after that? We can do this. I mean, it was just, yeah. It was an experience. It was fun.
It was fun. It was definitely fun. And I'll put, for those that don't know about the dance Potluck, I'll put the video in the group so y'all can see what we're talking about. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody that was part of that, man. It was it kind of sparked off MGP as well. So, you know, yeah, dope.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody that tuned in today to show number 2. I got my layout together. Now I got to just get the right intro video so I get my music back. So yeah, so it's going to get better and better. I appreciate the panel for letting those walls come down and having some real talk, because that's really, like a lot of people. Go back and watch the comments. A lot of comments and appreciation for the perspectives that everybody shared, today. And as we jump into more topics, you probably will see these faces again. So just I appreciate you all taking an hour and a half out of your evening to spend with us and to spend with the community to have some real talk. So everybody have a good night, and we'll catch y'all in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye. Bye.